Hello everyone, so today we'll be just talking about male reproductive system. So notes here are based on MCQ exam. So if you're preparing for any kind of competitive exam, it could be a very helpful video for you guys. Well, I'm preparing for a kind of MCQ exam as well. So let's talk about the male reproductive system. It's like a video based on quick revision. It's not like a complete, like full detailed lecture video. It's just for revision and into 3 pages. So it's like basically focused on most important portions. So now let's start male reproductive system. So male reproductive system, basically we will talk about primary sex organ, which is testis, and the growth of testis is controlled by gonadotropin hormone. Now let's talk about male reproductive organ. So in male reproductive organ, we have testis, epididymis, vasa differentia, ejaculatory duct, urethra, penis, and accessory gland. Please use a textbook for reference diagram because it will be really helpful for understanding. So let's talk about everything in detail. So first we'll be just talking about the testis. So testis is basically extra abdominal in most of mammals, but in case of whale and elephant, it's like present inside the abdomen. So it's not like present out in form of pouch like in humans. Anyway, so basically this is required 2 to 3 degree lower temperature than the body temperature for spermatogenesis. Means that it requires low temperature for spermatogenesis, and it cannot do this process in our body temperature, so it's like basically present out of our body. Held in a scrotal sac by thick fiber tissue called spermatic cord or gubernaculum. This can be important, so I just did some underline. So it's present in 3 layers: tunica vaginalis, tunica alvigena, tunica vasculosa. So outer layer is tunica vaginalis, where inner layer is tunica vasculosa. Tunica vasculosa contain blood capillaries. So I've just made outer to inner so you guys understand easily. So now let's talk about structure. So basically here, this is not the correct diagram, this is just a conceptual diagram I have made for better understanding. So let's take it as like this. So basically it's like I make 4 lobules. So basically they are testicular lobules. They are present in 200 to 300 in numbers. So but here we have just made it 4. And you can see there's some projections over there. This is called seminiferous tubules, which is present 1 to 3 lobes and is lined by germinal epithelium. And the spaces between it, like the lobe and the seminiferous tubules, there we have some spaces, which is basically avascular, means there is no blood vessel present here. It is called interstitial space, and it poses ligate cells or interstitial cells which secrete androgen. Okay, and inside here we have male germ cells, spermatogenic cells, which is also called Sertoli cells. Basically, like nutritions and development of the sperm. It's like Sertoli cells are also called as nurse cells. Anyway, here to line, which is basically you can read it yourself. I don't think it's too important, so we'll be just moving here. So seminiferous tubules. So this is just the path we can see. First there is seminiferous tubules. So this is the path of like sperm. So basically from seminiferous tubules to rete testis, and then vasa efferentia, and then epididymis, and then vasa differentia. Vasa differentia and seminal vesicles like collab together or combine together to form ejaculatory duct, and which rather opens into the urethra and then the penis. So basically you need to take a book here for this reference, because from here you don't understand anything. So anyway, let's talk about epididymis. Epididymis is made from coiled tube called vasa recta, and it has like 3 parts: caput, corpus, and coda. Caput is anterior part and coda is the posterior part. Anyway, my battery died. My battery went down, so the flashlight turned off. But you can see clearly, I guess. Anyway, let's talk about vasa differentia. So vasa differentia, seminal duct, form loop around the urinary bladder. So like it forms literally loop around the urinary bladder, and vasa differentia seminal vesicle combine to form ejaculatory duct. This is very important. This can be asked, so you just need to write vasa differentia and seminal vesicles form ejaculatory duct. So let's move ahead. We already studied this. It's just this diagram, and then like vasa differentia to ejaculatory duct. So here I just forgot to mention something. The chorda opens into vasa differentia. Chorda of epididymis opens into vasa differentia, like here, Cauda of epididymis opens into vasa differentia, and vasa differentia, like sperm from vasa differentia, goes to caput of like epididymis. So for a concept, it would be good. Anyway, we'll be moving down. So let's talk about urethra. It's like common for sperm and urine, nothing much to talk about here. So here's the penis. It's like external genitia. Erection of penis is due to like loss of blood into corpus spongiosum. This is very important. So basically, the penis that get erected when there is like lots of blood vessels. Lots of blood into corpus spongiosum. So now let's talk about accessory gland. So accessory gland, you have to understand seminal gland, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. So seminal gland, it is 2 in number. Prostate gland, it is 1 in number, and bulbourethral is 2 in number. These are rich in fructose. So now let's talk about seminal vesicles. So seminal vesicles secretes these 2 hormones, fructose. Sorry, it's not hormone. It has to secretion fructose and prostaglandins. So fructose basically provides energy for swimming, whereas prostaglandins simulate vaginal contraction. It is important. Prostate glands, like it's basically for prostrate, like the term itself says, like nourishment. So you can understand it is this for motility and nourishment of sperm. Bulbourethral is basically like kind of mucus, like its main function is to lubricate, like to secrete some secretion, so it helps to lubricate something. Anyway, here comes very tricky questions. So if someone asks you what is spermiation, it's like a release of sperm from the seminiferous tubule. It's spermiation, whereas spermiogenesis is differentiation of spermid to spermatozoa. So basically, I'm sorry, I just forgot to say something. This is spermatid. So sorry. There's some spelling, mild spelling error. It doesn't matter. So we're at the end. So someone asks you like, very important, ER is absent in sperm. We need to remember it. Endoplasmic reticulum is absent in sperm, and never is a part of sperm of Drosophila. Okay, and tailless sperm is found in Scaris. Anyway, let's look at the spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis. So first we have to understand spermatogonia. It undergoes mitosis to form a primary spermatocyte. Then it goes meiosis 1 to form secondary spermatocytes, and then it goes again meiosis 2 to form a spermatid, and we sperm. So basically, sperm is present in the 12 here, and you need to understand it's like filled with enzyme that helps in fertilization, but it contains Golgi. Like it has Golgi, but this is called middle phase. Okay, so middle phase consists of mitochondria. M for middle, M for mitochondria. It's just like produces energy for mobility, and here is tail. Tail help basically for movement. So that was all for my reproductive system. I hope this video would help you guys in any way. It did some mistakes. Sorry for that, and good luck for your exams. See you in next video. Bye.